Echo. It happens to all of us. Sometimes it happens when you're recording a podcast. These things, they just happen. And the only thing we can say is, we're sorry, we're recording in a new location this week, and we won't be recording in the same location next week. So, sorry, and chill out, and focus on the real problems in the world.
Dan, Kit, and Colin are all in the same room, and it kind of sucks this week. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hashtag world peace.
Welcome to Smash Fiction, where we pit two or more fictional characters against each other in a battle of strength, or wits, or costumes which are especially aerodynamic, and see who...
Yeah.
This week, Ryuko Matoi versus Witchblade. After a vicious battle with Spider-Man and a few of his amazinger friends, the goopy black alien entity known as the Venom symbiote has been packed up and sent away to a Massachusetts detention and research facility to be studied and dissected for the betterment of, stuff. Unfortunately for life on Earth as a whole, the symbiote has no intention of becoming anyone's lab rat, and breaks loose of its containment facility, spreading from researcher to researcher, making its way steadily towards the facility's exit and freedom. The distress call goes out from the facility to anyone who can help contain this disaster. Spider-Man, too distracted by his numerous unnecessary cinematic reboots. Batman, too busy participating in Hostess snack cake ads. Diaper Man, no one's interested in obscure Ralph Bakshi cartoon characters. Fortunately for the researchers in the Massachusetts lab, two heroes are on the area and receive the call for help. On vacation from New York City, Detective Sara Pezzini hears reports of a crawling blackness that envelops the bodies and minds of others. Thinking that this is the latest incarnation of the darkness, and that Jackie Estacado has once again done something stupid with his infinite and immortal source of primal power, Sarah summons forth her form-fitting metallic armor and charges into the research facility in search of the fugitive symbiote.
Oh, Jackie.
Yet again with his wacky antics. Meanwhile, Ryuko Matoi has taken a well-deserved break from warring with the student council at Hanoji Academy to do some sightseeing stateside. A notification from the paramilitary organization Nudist Beach informs her of another dangerous and unpredictable alien garment running loose. So Ryuko grabs her giant scissor blade and, one risque transformation sequence later, is ready to take down this new threat. Within the facility, both women encounter broken containment units, incapacitated researchers, and collateral damage as far as the eye can see. When they finally encounter each other, they size up the other's unusual garb and obvious weaponry, and conclude that this must be the newest host for the shape-shifting alien. Oh, superheroes and your continuing propensity for combat-based misunderstandings. When will you learn? A question for another time, perhaps. A more pertinent question is, which of these costume-based warriors will be left standing after this fight? I have no idea, but seeing as I, Dan Mulcairn, am wearing a magical form-fitting judge's robe that leaves nothing to the imagination, I will be your impartial arbiter this week. Advocating for Witchblade are Liz Logan.
Hey, come on, guys. You're gonna get slapped by the Pezzini.
Thank you. You know what? You guys can
Italians, check.
We're going to go ahead and cross Italy off the list. And Miles Schneiderman.
I have no snappy opening retort this week because Kill la Kill broke my mind.
Or too weak. Not worthy.
And next it shall break your body.
Advocating for Ryuko Matoi are Colin Mulcairn.
Hey Sarah, which blade do you want me to kill you with? Because I have two.
Oh, God.
And Kit Mulcairn.
Sani Soshits!
Before we begin,
Don't worry, the Kill la Kill fans will get it.
I would like to point out that Colin...
There are Kill la Kill fans?
There's two in this room right here.
So Colin, right before we began recording, said, "Oh man, I have a great idea for my opening quip." That was his great idea. That was his great idea.
Wonderful.
In order to determine who goes first this week, I enrolled the advocates in an Olympic-level bobsledding competition. Team Witchblade made the better time, but Team Ryuko, despite a devastating wreck, still managed to carry their sled across the finish line, winning the hearts of the world in the process.
Okay.
Still, we only take winners here in the cutthroat, heartless world of Smash Fiction, so Team Witchblade will be going first.
Damn right.
And the even more cutthroat world of bobsledding. Absolutely.
But we won the hearts and minds of all the watchers, so it's fine.
Team Witchblade, I await being impressed.
All right. Let's take a badass NYPD detective who doesn't give a damn about putting herself in danger to solve investigations and a primordial space artifact comprised of both light and dark forces that can turn into armor, weapons, and is meant to bring balance to the freaking universe. And what do we get? No, it's not snot-nosed Anakin Skywalker, you chumps. It's Sara Pezzini's Witchblade.
Yeah, let's just put our cards on the table here. The Witchblade is the ancient supernatural offspring of the eternally warring abstract forces of light and darkness. It has been on Earth basically since there has been an Earth, and every generation it chooses the strongest woman on the planet as its host, granting her tremendous power. In this case, badass homicide detective Sara Pezzini. So we have one of the most powerful forces in the universe being wielded by the most formidable woman of her generation, full stop. There's no way Witchblade is losing a fight to a 17-year-old schoolgirl with half a pair of scissors.
You gotta understand, the Witchblade works like some awesome infomercial on the knife show that you're watching at 3 a.m. Mortals, have a dagger. Demons, have some head-to-toe magical body armor and the power of flight. Need some enemies taken care of? Well, your arm can turn into an energy weapon or whip. The Witchblade is in a category of weapons with Pandora's box and the Spear of Destiny, and it actually likes its wearer a lot. That's some serious character Sarah's got. You go, girl. Sara basically becomes indestructible, and if she gets hurt on some off chance, the Witchblade can heal her. Her mobility with the artifact is absolutely insane. She has incredible parkour skills. Parkour, woo! Incredible strength.
Extreme!
Sick at it, bro. Incredible strength. She can break and enter into just about anywhere and can even reanimate the dead. It also lends some crazy investigative powers on her, allowing her to relive memories of previous hosts. So considering that the Witchblade has had tons of previous strong female hosts, starting with Una, that's a lot of knowledge and training that she has been able to pick up on and glean amazing experiences from. Some other hosts whose experiences she could draw from are Red Sonja, Joan of Arc, Anne Bonny, Queen Kajani, and a whole bunch of others.
Both these characters possess living weapons they wear as clothing, but of the two, the Witchblade is far more versatile. Its myriad forms are limited in range only by Sara's imagination, capable of taking the shape of a variety of weapons, armor, and other tools. It can give Sara super strength, transform into wings so she can fly, and allow her to release devastating blasts of energy. It is also incredibly adaptive, responding to threats instantly and giving Sara exactly the amount of armor she needs for any given fight. True, Senketsu is also highly adaptive, but he's simply outclassed in terms of experience. Senketsu has only been around for a few years, and he generally needs to spend some time absorbing the life fibers of the people he and Ryuko are fighting before he can level up and adapt to defeat them. The Witchblade has been around, again, for the entire history of the planet, and has been hosted in various incarnations by all the people Liz mentioned, in addition to Cleopatra, a half-demon named Zara, Queen of Bones, Lara Croft, and Wonder Woman. And it can pass any or all of that experience onto its current host. In a battle of adaptation, the entity with more diverse knowledge and veteran instincts is going to take the day. And really, that speaks to the biggest problem Ryuko is going to have in this battle. She has only fought within the context of her own world. You know, the one that involves a war between humans and clothes or something. Her tactics and weapons, including Senketsu and her giant half a pair of scissors, are specifically tailored to fighting people whose weapons are also
tailored. It was sorry.
Derailed. Shut up.
Colin,
Yeah, what's up?
fuck right off. Fuck right off with that. Are specifically tailored to fighting people whose weapons are also made of life fibers or otherwise follow the highly specific rules of the Kill la Kill universe. Well, nobody is attacking her with Beethoven's Fifth Symphony this time around. Ryuko will have no idea what to do against something like the Witchblade, which, in contrast, has appeared in so many comics crossovers it will make your head spin and then probably fall off. Sara Pezzini alone has fought demons, sorcerers, things with names that involve the words evil incarnate. She's fought scary ocean people with Aspen Matthews, nightmare monsters with Ariel Child, and werewolves with Vampirella. She's teamed up with Elektra, the Punisher, Wolverine, Silver Surfer, and the Justice League. She has defeated both aliens and predators, the Martians from Mars Attacks, and Frankenstein.
Can I put forth that we call these segments from now on a Dan list?
Dan list?
Yeah.
This is a Dan list.
That's only going to endear me more towards Miles's argument, Colin.
Now, You might say that none of this applies against someone from the medium of anime, where they play by different rules, except there's totally a Witchblade anime, and in it, the Witchblade demonstrates the power to split continents in half. If Ryuko could pull off anything resembling that feat, she wouldn't have gotten her ass kicked so many times by people who think they're special because they have stars on their jumpsuits.
So I'm going to compare their toys real quick. Ryuko wears a sailor's uniform that has intense mood swings and is terrified of being washed by hand. So the Witchblade is going to figure this out, fashion a water bucket for Sara, and splash it to death.
Done.
So yeah, there's that. And her scissor blades, they're made for cutting through the life fibers and, uniforms. I'd love to see how effective those scissors are against armor crafted by demons and angels. Plus, luckily, the Witchblade is extraterrestrial, just like the life fibers, and therefore isn't subject to the whole silly, life fibers are the origin of clothing on Earth because, well, the Witchblade isn't from Earth. It's also extraterrestrial, so good luck with that. Plus, thanks to her skills as a detective, Sara will probably figure out that the only way to get past Ryuko's sailor suit is a scissoring motion. Oh God, we're into this. Sorry. So
I had to resist so many of those jokes you don't even know.
So basically, her thought process is going to be something like this: why does the clothing regenerate every time I slash it with, my one awesome Witchblade sword? Well, this bimbo uses a scissor blade, so I wonder if she uses it because she's had to face other people like her, and a scissor happens to be really effective. Hot damn, Witchblade! Let's make some arts and crafts. Give me a scissor blade. All right. Witchblade is all about the war between angels and demons and bringing balance to it. Ryuko and Senketsu is Mean Girls Evil Japanese High School Edition.
Yep, and I'm glad Senketsu likes the taste of Ryuko's fresh blood because there's going to be a lot of it spilling on the ground and covering the walls and basically splattered across everything in the immediate vicinity.
Okay, well, Witchblade has presented a very strong opening argument, but Team Ryuko has been charging up this one attack for the last, 5 minutes, so I think they're just about ready to go. So, Team Ryuko, let's see what you got.
We at Smash Fiction frequently create matches where the opposing sides are such similar, immovable forces of badassness that it's hard to judge who'd actually come out on top. At first glance, it would seem that this match, as well, will pull the judge in two. However, I'm pleased to reassure you, Dan, that Ryuko Matoi has just about every useful trait that Sara Pezzini has, and more. On her own, at first glance, it's immediately apparent that she's a naturally good fighter. Growing up, she fell in with a rough crowd and learned how to defend herself with dirty fighting. As her series Kill la Kill goes on, however, her fighting ability grows inhumanly fast, and there's a reason why. She's not a pure human, but a human life fiber hybrid. Life fibers are a semi-sentient alien race that travel from planet to planet, searching for life with the potential for them to parasitically feed upon. They are responsible for humanity's evolution because they need intelligent life for food. Ryuko's mother, a megalomaniac servant of the life fibers, infused infant Ryuko with life fibers to learn about the process. Did you get all that? Strap yourself in, because the crazy's just begun.
God, I know.
Life fibers are like diamonds in that the only thing that can damage and sever them are denser, more expertly wielded life fibers. Having a composite of normal human anatomy and life fiber anatomy gives Ryuko strength, endurance, speed, and regeneration like no other human, even a human wearing power armor. In her normal basic form, without using any of her superpowered gear, Ryuko is seen being able to run up the side of a stone tower in the center of her school's courtyard that is easily over 100 feet tall. Towards the end of the series, Ragyo, the main antagonist, rips out Ryuko's beating heart. It's all good, though, because it just comes right back inside her and the wound heals up instantly. This is all a product of her indestructible hybrid nature. Also at her disposal is Ryuko's trademark weapon, the scissor blade. Specially created to cut through life fibers, the scissor blade is shown being able to cut through basically anything, like ballistic missiles, for instance. Here's one example that will tell you everything you need to know about the scissor blade. At one point in the series, in her normal human form, Ryuko swings the scissor blade in the air in anger, and the pressure wave generated from this swing is enough to cut through 2 skyscrapers that look like they're at least a mile away. She doesn't even hit the skyscrapers, and just swinging this blade in their direction destroys them. And by the way, since Ryuko found a second scissor blade and joined it to her first, she assembled an even greater weapon, the rending scissors. She is now able to hit her foes with 2 scissor blades at once. These scissors were designed to stop the superhuman regeneration of human life fiber hybrids. Who knows, maybe they'll be able to stop Witchblade's regeneration as well. What might be even more impressive than Ryuko's physical strength, however, is her mental resolve. She has an inhuman ability to walk face first into pain and right through it, and not let it slow her down at all. During her final battle with Ragyo, she lets the villainous cut her completely horizontally in half as part of an elaborate distraction, knowing that she would be able to regenerate almost instantly. When the antagonists use mind stitching on the students of the Honnoji Academy, which involves threading life fibers through their brains to control them, the only one who is able to break free of the control is Ryuko, and she does so by punching herself in the face. A little punch, boom, she's out of it. It's all good, no problem. When Ragyo and Nui stitch the evil Kamui suit Junketsu into Ryuko's musculature and bones so that she can never take it off and it can take control of her mind, Ryuko rips it out of her body and throws it aside, spraying the area around her with what looks like several gallons of blood. Also, no problem. What else?
But even greater than Ryuko's strength or her determination is her adaptability. This is due to her ultra-special, 100% life fiber suit named Senketsu. It's a sentient, intelligent, power sailor suit that was specially made for Ryuko, and it only works at 100% efficiently with her in the driver's seat. This isn't to say, however, that it can't act with surprising effectiveness on its own. In one of the latter battles of the series, Senketsu separates from Ryuko and turns itself into a torpedo drill in order to run through the main antagonist in a surprise attack. The power and adaptability of what Ryuko and Senketsu can accomplish together can be seen most clearly in the series of episodes of Kill la Kill where Ryuko is fighting her way through the Elite Four. First, she fights Aira Gamaguri, who has an impenetrable shell around his suit that opens up every once in a while to shoot out mummy tentacle things that whip Ryuko. She grabs onto one of them and lets it pull her into his impenetrable shell, and then once inside, she is unable to move and unable to use her trademark rending scissors. So instead, her suit grows a bunch of spikes and Wolverine claws, and she cuts her way out from the inside. Also, in that fight, she shows that she's able to pull a thread out of her suit and wrap it around the scissor blade, and she's then able to throw it and guide it midair, basically making it like a hook shot / guided missile. She then fights Hoku Inamuta. He has like the super advanced computer brain that can analyze incoming attacks so that he can dodge him, and he can also turn invisible. Ryuko makes one of her shoulder pads so giant that it covers the entire arena that they are fighting in, and then she slams it down on everywhere in the arena at once. In the moments before it comes down on Inamuta's head, the text on his heads-up display reads, "Evasion impossible." Next, she fights Nonan Jakazure. This one is the one that you alluded to, who attacks by shooting blasts of sound at people. Ryuko somehow transforms her body into, like, a tuning fork that, like, absorbs the sound and redirects it into, like, an energy beam or something. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it works.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, even the characters acknowledge this. It's so great.
What she's doing makes no sense, but it's great. And she just, like, turns the sound to energy and blows shit up, and it's awesome.
So she's a reverse Dazzler is what you're saying.
Yes.
The ultimate anime ability is bullshit. Ultimate bullshit.
Yes. Also, later in that fight, Jakazure flies up into the air and destroys the arena that they are fighting in as a way to kill Ryuko, which is at the top of a tall tower. As Ryuko is falling from the tower to her death, she transforms her outfit into a brand new flying form with booster rockets for legs that she has never used before, and flies up into the air to continue the fight. Whenever Ryuko can't win a fight, she just makes up some bullshit and evolves a new form to defeat whatever she previously couldn't. Senketsu says to Ryuko at one point, "Thinking outside the box is your signature move." People who are fans of Pacific Rim know that very important thing in a partnership is the two partners' ability to drift together, to be on the same page, to not fight against each other. And Witchblade's biggest disadvantage in this fight is the fact that whereas Ryuko and Senketsu are sort of like soulmate buddies, Sara and the Witchblade are more like co-workers. Senketsu bonds for life. He loves, Ryuko with all his heart. But Witchblade is more of like a serial monogamist. Witchblade would never die for Sara. He would never die for his host. And it's arguable that Sara wouldn't do the same. She hates the frickin' Witchblade. She says at one point in the series, "The Witchblade will always be a part of me, whether I like it or not." Also, there's a bit in the series, in issue 170, where there's a dude who's hitting on her at a bar, and she gets pissed off at him, and then the Witchblade, like, manifests a bunch of blades and stuff that come out of her, and he pleads for mercy, and she tries to pull the Witchblade back, but she can't stop it in time, and it cuts the dude's hand off. She then looks down at her wrist at the Witchblade and says, "Damn you," to the Witchblade. And we're not just doing some bullshit with this like the first issue. This is issue 170 of the comics. This happens over and over again with her and Witchblade.
Senketsu is very, very good at calmly analyzing the opponent that Ryuko is fighting. Usually, Ryuko will attack things in a sort of standard way, try to slash him up. If that's not working, Senketsu will, after having analyzed the opponent, will come up with a new strategy and then they'll employ it. They work together so well. He calmly watches the opponent, and then they modify their strategy and kick their ass. Bada boom!
Bada doom.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, this is the first time these two teams have fought off against each other since then.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is the epic rematch from
It's
the
super personal.
from Batman Doom days. And you can tell because there's definitely some blood on the floor after those opening arguments. So go right into the rebuttals. Witchblade, you have the floor.
Speaking to that last point first, yeah, Ryuko and Senketsu are totally a great team and work super well together. That's why twice over the course of the show, she swears that she will never put him on again. She totally rejects him,
How many times is that
casts him
compared
aside.
to Witchblade? How many times if it's twice for her?
Also,
Yeah,
we do have a
the
report
difference-
She
that-
casts him aside too when he fucking turns into ash and dies.
Yeah, there's that too. The difference is that even if Sarah wanted to do that, she can't do it. Sarah and the Witchblade are physically and psychically bonded. No matter what she wants or how she actually feels about the Witchblade, who, as Liz pointed out, actually does really like her and does keep her alive over and over again, no matter what she wants, they are one being. There's no personal drama between the two of them. There can't be because they're the same thing. You made the point that sometimes the Witchblade acts of its own accord in order to protect her. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's right. It does. Sometimes it does do that because it adapts instantly without her even having to ask it to. Contrast that to Ryuko and Senketsu, who at one point she swears off him completely, and her best friend goes to beg her to put him back on, and she won't do it, even though it's better to save the world or whatever it is the fuck that they're doing. Whatever their goal is, it would be much better served for her to put Senketsu back on, and she won't. So don't come to me with, oh, they're a wonderful team.
There are two times where she doesn't want to put him on. One is at the very beginning, and that's just the standard hero refusal of the call that every superhero goes through.
Yeah.
And then
so embarrassed.
Yes, I believe Sara Pezzini does the exact
she
same thing.
does that for way longer before she finally
she does
reveals it.
not, because she is saved and gets joined with the Witchblade when she's dying, and the Witchblade is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna save her and we're gonna become best friends forever. And then the Witchblade does it again when she's about to die in childbirth.
And she still
Witchblade
hates it.
loves
But we're not.
her.
Hold on, we haven't finished our retort. You can't retort our retort yet. The other
Technically,
time,
you're retorting their rebuttal, so that's basically retorting a retort. But
But, yeah,
Correct.
so Eddie, no, not wrecked. We're not even finished. So
You can't just say words.
you can just say wrecked. That doesn't make us wrecked.
Scissor.
I'm sorry, did you say I couldn't just say words? Because doom!
All right. Anyway, the only other time that she wants to take off Senketsu again is at the end of the series, where she discovers that she is a human life fiber hybrid, and she freaks out for an episode because she thought she was a normal human and discovers she's a weird alien thing, and that she was just created to be this weapon, and she has an identity crisis, and she doesn't want to wear Senketsu for a little while. But then she gets over it and puts it back on. But it's one episode, and we're past that point, so that's not going to matter.
It's more than one episode, but yes.
All right.
If they're so bonded, then how and why does she give the Witchblade to Danielle, who becomes the Witchblade's holder for a while?
I could explain that, Kit, but we would literally be here all night.
Alright, anyway, well,
Same thing with your little girl and her little sailor outfit. You know, she was ready to put it aside. Witchblade eventually came back. But the interesting
they're
thing
not so
about
bonded,
that,
you're saying.
they're still bonded. Everyone goes,
interrupting.
okay, there's
I'm
ups and
not
downs in
attached.
every relationships. That's how we learn. The thing with Sarah and Danielle, she gave it to Danielle. Well, the Witchblade was like, oh, no, I still love Sarah. And it sent half of its power away from Danielle to Sarah when Sarah was about to die, which inevitably led to a struggle between Sarah and Danielle, which Sarah came out on top of. So she already has experience defeating people with crazy adaptive weapon artifacts. So Ryuko won't be a problem. She's already got experience dealing with someone of Ryuko's caliber.
That means that she also got the chance to combine two sides of her magic awesome weapon. And so, there's that.
And she got increased control of it afterwards and was able to more readily manipulate the sides of light and dark.
Oh.
There'll be darklings
Yeah.
crawling up into your shit and eating your toes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
she can summon those things. She can summon those things now.
Not a problem compared to covers.
Yeah, covers, man.
Have you seen them shits? Crazy.
Do we even have to talk about the fact that Ryuko and her powers are all about eliminating clothing and life fibers? Because remember, humans are humans and clothing are clothing.
Yeah.
The fact that, Witchblade doesn't wear any clothing. Her, like,
Oh, what do you
She
know?
also cuts through ballistic
removed.
missiles. She can cut through anything.
Doesn't matter. Is
Can
that an
she-
alien
she can-
artifact?
An alien artifact that's also like the most powerful religious artifact of a
But what
universe.
you're saying is they're both crazy, powerful alien artifacts. They're on the same level, and they can probably hurt each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
but ours is also blessed by God.
Well, Toby
And
doesn't
so-
believe in God.
Ours is blessed by science. According to ours, humans
Science!
came from science. They evolved because of, this interaction
Yeah.
with life fibers. That was what caused monkeys to
please.
become humans.
Tell me about your science from this show.
No,
I
stop.
will. It's,
Stop.
This
Okay.
show is 100% scientifically accurate.
All right.
Colin, you bring up an interesting point where you're basically saying they're both crazy strong, nearly indestructible people. Essentially, yes, they are. But Sarah has a leg up on Ryuko, who's just a high school student. Sarah is a hard-boiled NYPD cop. She already has tons of experience. Sans Witchblade. I mean, she's an extremely capable individual, detective, investigator. She's got extensive combat training. She's shown resilience and dedication in her investigations. I mean, she could just look at her and be like, oh yeah, I know how to deal with that. Okay, let's do it. She's more experienced overall.
You mentioned that Senketsu analyzes an opponent, adapts to it, and pulls out some crazy shit. That's fine. He's only going to be able to do that if he has the time to do it, if Witchblade doesn't just kill her right away first. And if the fight does go longer, Ryuko is definitely at some point going to bleed, and the more she bleeds, the more Senketsu devours her blood. We've seen her get weak and pass out from that stuff, which is a weakness Witchblade does not have.
All right. Very good. Ryuko, you have the floor for rebuttals.
Okay,
By like the end of the series, which is where we're using Ryuko from, the blood thing is not an issue.
I mean, yeah, she's able to regenerate from getting cut in half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, her regeneration gets a lot stronger, and her physical strength gets a lot stronger. I mean, there's a dude at one point who says to Sanagiyama, is I believe the guy's name? I think it was a nudist beach guy, who says to her, like, this is not the same Ryuko that you fought, referring to back at the beginning of the anime.
She's still wearing a vampire.
She is still wearing a vampire.
Senketsu is also Ash right now, right?
Reestablish we're not using.
We're not using
the
that part.
last episode.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, anyway.
He's Ash because he's her friend and he protected her.
Unlike Witchblade, who would just say, whatever, I'll just get another
I'll
hoe.
get a stronger bitch.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't.
Anyway, you talk about crazy, weird, specific enemies that you have to fight, and you fought such a wide array of foes. I'm sorry, have you seen Kill la Kill? She fights a tennis-themed person who, like, throws a million tennis balls at her. She fights the person who uses sound as a weapon. The amount of absurd, stupid people she fights on Kill la Kill, like the head of the gardening club, and all these people that have these crazy superpowers. I mean, I know that, technically, Witchblade fights a bunch of people from other dimensions, but basically they all end up being like gray pointy dudes.
Yeah.
So, like, regardless of where they came from. And being like created in heaven does not necessarily make you inherently stronger than something that was not. You have to look at evidence for what the artifact in question is seen doing in the fiction. And I've never seen Witchblade do anything on the order of cutting in half 2 skyscrapers with a single swing of a blade.
From like a distance without Senketsu.
So can we respond to that?
You-
Is that
you
okay?
certainly
Can we,
may.
can we respond to your bullshit?
Yes.
So first response to your bullshit, she fights a very diverse collection of foes, yes, but they all use the same technology. Everybody she fights, all of their powers come from these suits, come from these Goku suits and this life fiber technology, this life fiber alien stuff. It's all the same root source of power, whereas Witchblade has appeared in innumerable crossovers and fought things with all kinds of different sources of power, and thus has the advantage when it comes to versatility. Now, when it comes to the thing about the skyscrapers, as previously mentioned, continent split in half. And,
in the anime.
Yeah, in the anime. And
That's not the one we're fighting.
That's we're not using that one.
Can you travel through time
it's the
too?
same.
'Cause that's
It's the same Witchblade. The Witchblade is the same through all of them.
But
That's the whole point
Sarah
of the
can't cut
Witchblade.
continents in half.
Yeah, are you?
How do you know?
You never see her cut continents. Where did she
All right,
cut-
let's leave this.
The
Let's leave
Witchblade-
this point of
the
argument.
Witchblade
So
can't.
we could say that your Kill la Kill lady could never cut the Witchblade in half. I mean, whatever. Speculation.
All right, let's move on.
Sorry.
The Witchblade was not just made in heaven, which is what makes it more powerful. It is the son of the darkness and the Angelus, the two highest forces in the universe. It's not just an artifact that was forged there. It is essentially Jesus
Living.
in gauntlet form.
The best
I don't know,
parts
I
of
think
both
Jesus has
worlds.
Evil in him.
Yeah, what happened to that Jesus guy?
Oh no.
How'd he turn out?
All right, Team Ryuko, anything?
He'll be back.
Team Ryuko, anything else for your side?
Other than I really don't believe the Witchblade could hurt Ryuko. She like deflects energy attacks, all manner of weapons.
With her bare hands!
Yeah, not.
Everything hurts her. She gets her ass kicked all the time.
And she just like bleeds and laughs and keeps fighting though and kills people and doesn't
No,
care.
she gets rescued by everyone.
At the beginning of the show, but not towards the end, where she becomes a badass and cuts through like, missiles and
Focus on
stuff.
the end.
Anyway, we got it. We're not gonna get dragged down into the mud by you.
Throughout the whole series, she's been fighting life fibers, so of course she's got a lot of experience in the end. This is a whole new ball game that's being thrown at her, whereas the Witchblade gets new shit thrown at her all the time.
Power sources, but not abilities. It doesn't matter. Like life fibers.
It's all the same. It's all the same. They're
But
all
it does
life
matter
in so
fibers.
many
because
different ways. Like the
her sword is specifically designed to cut life
we already
fibers.
got you to agree earlier in the podcast that they would be able to hurt each other, so you can't come back to this.
When did you agree to
When
that?
we
I
said
didn't
they were
agree to
both
that.
alien
Okay,
artifacts
we
that
are
don't hurt each
all
other.
right. We are not getting into the specifics of the argument right now.
Sorry.
Let's move on. Any other arguments from Team
No,
Ryuko?
I think we're good.
Okay. You guys.
I
This
like-
is super serial.
Yeah.
Less thinking.
Or yelling.
Well, you guys are certainly doing that this time. All right.
We love you, Gameable.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, this has been quite a match so far, but it's looking like the action is just beginning to die down. So I think we can probably start wrapping up this episode. Oh no! Wait, lightning round.
Oh my
Doom.
The battle between the two warriors has resulted in an unconscionable amount of property damage, as they've been knocking each other into expensive-looking computer banks, tables of colored chemicals stored in beakers, and through walls, ultimately ending up in the well-appointed break room of the research facility. All this chaos has gotten the attention of the actual reason these two women came here in the first place, and the Venom symbiote makes a beeline toward the sounds of battle. Seeing the amorphous, fanged form emerge and loom menacingly over them, Witchblade and Ryuko immediately realize the error of their ways and decide to team up to defeat the symbiote. The only problem is, their attacks do nothing to the formless mass of alien goop, and they realize it's only a matter of time before the alien absorbs one of them and eats the other. That's when they see their only chance at salvation. They remember hearing that the Venom symbiote is vulnerable to sound, and set up in the break room is a massive 212-inch LED TV with a cabinet of huge expensive speakers and subwoofers. But this TV isn't hooked up to cable or any sort of streaming device, and it doesn't even have a Blu-ray player. All this TV has is a full set of tiny, fake-looking plastic instruments with colored buttons.
Yup. Knew this was coming.
That's right. The only hope to defeat the Venom symbiote lies in the video game Rock Band. So, advocates, which instrument does your character take up to rock the symbiote into submission? Which song does she pick to play? And why will your character rock harder than her rival, allowing her to deal more damage to the symbiote and, more importantly, get the higher score on this video game? Team Ryuko, you are up first for the lightning round.
Yeah, I think given Ryuko's propensity to hit things, especially later in the series when she hits things with two things at the same time, she is going to be very fond of the drums, which is, a natural extension for somebody who's a martial artist. She will, of course, be playing on the highest difficulty. Senketsu will be able to analyze patterns and tell her how to react really quickly.
I think she'd be fucking rocking at the guitar, but whether she does drums or the guitar, her outfit can morph into, say, like, the amps for the guitar and, like, create sound like Venom has never fucking experienced before. Also, it can become drums to withstand her power.
Yeah.
She has, like, crazy versatility that Witchblade can't bring to this.
Right, and also if her rhythm skills aren't as good, Senketsu, he can groove, so he can just grow some tentacles and do the drums for her. Or maybe he can play some other instruments for her at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that the two of them can separate from each other, so maybe he'll be playing the bass or something while she's rocking out on her instrument of choice. Unfortunately, if Senketsu tried singing on the mic, Ryuko would be the only one who'd be able to hear it.
Yeah.
And what song is Ryuko going to be choosing to play in order to defeat the Venom symbiote?
Oh, it'd probably be some sweet-ass Wagaki band song. And I know I'm totally pandering to the judge.
I think she would be playing Catholic Schoolgirls Rule.
Colin is also pandering to the judge.
Or hot for teacher, if people have seen
Jesus.
No.
Okay, Witchblade.
Do you have a song? Because I have a song.
I have a song too. Can we do two?
Yeah, we're gonna do a double feature because
Yeah, we'll do a double feature for you.
to go with the light and the dark.
Song, you guys play a song and then you get an encore. That's what happens.
All right. So the first song that we're definitely going to be rocking out with, because I think I don't know about you, Liz, but I think Sarah plays guitar and sings as well.
Oh
you can
my
do
god,
those two things at the same time.
exactly what I was thinking. And you know, the Witchblade is gonna form some awesome little mic thing to go around, and she's gonna have the guitar at the same time. You know, kind of like how I've done before.
So the Witchblade has been shown in the comic to be dexterous enough to do things like pick locks, for example. So I don't think there's going to be any question of the fact that it's going to be able to totally manipulate those guitar keys. The first song we're going to be playing is, of course, Witchy Woman by the Eagles. R.I.P. Glenn Frey. We're losing too many this year. We're losing too many this year, guys. It's sad.
After that, the ultimate encore is she's going to perform Highway Star. Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your favorite, Liz.
And
Little Deep Purple.
she is going to kill it. And quoting the song, ooh, she's a killing machine. Yes, she is,
She's got
Sara
everything.
Pezzini. She will kill you. I mean, that song is a literal wall of sound.
A literal wall of sound, Liz?
A literal
wall of sound.
wall of sound
Kill of Kill has literal walls of sound, actually.
that will blow Venom's gooey little eardrums apart because she will kill him with the sound.
Yeah, the thing is that in addition to the powers of the Witchblade, Sarah is also just far more agile and dexterous than Ryuko, who relies so heavily on Senketsu for everything she does. And you know, everybody in that show, it's not a put down. Everybody in that show relies on their clothing powers to do pretty much anything. But Sarah is a physical specimen in every way. And yeah, you know, she lives in New York, for Christ's sake. You think she doesn't do karaoke all the time? She's got this, man.
I mean, plus
You think a Japanese girl doesn't do karaoke? Come on.
I'm not sure.
she's not even old enough to go drink and go out to the bar. So
Yeah, there's no karaoke in that school. Give me a break, man.
I mean,
She drinks anyway.
Sarah is just dressed like a pure rock star. And also, can we go into how many sexual innuendos are in Highway Star? I mean, I love her. I need her. I see her. You know, she turns me on. I mean, considering her outfit,
I think that's
she
a
will
single-
be turning someone on.
Yeah, and we all know that rock music is the music of the gods, so the Witchblade is going to naturally take to
She
it.
fits in perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, it's got... It's both...
Liz.
And with that, I think that typically
yeah, I
marks
got
the
nothing
end
to
of the
follow that.
lightning round.
I'm a highway star.
Well, I can tell that this isn't going to be an easy decision to make, but
Yeah, it is.
I seem to be having something of a wardrobe malfunction at the moment, so I'm going to go get this fixed up, and I'll be back momentarily with my decision.
Why are your genitals glowing pink? Anyway, so we were discussing earlier how much Witchblade sucks.
Yes.
I thought we were discussing how much Kill la Kill sucks, because that's what I remember.
So how much did you guys watch?
It was Miles only watched
I
the first
told-
episode.
I watched one episode, and it left me with... Is there, like, an opposite of a desire to watch another? It's like, I really wanted those minutes of my life back.
Well, Witchblade was burning us out when we were, like, brushing up on it.
Yeah, we had to...
And the paneling is bad.
I got lost in so many of those stupid conversations trying to read Witchblade.
So many of the characters look alike. I mean, that's just the art stuff, but, like, I don't know, it just wasn't really,
It's Top Cow, so it was... Yeah, the thing about the
shitting
art
on
is it's...
Top Cow. I love Top
I mean, I think I'm not super into 90s comics. I'm glad the comics have evolved to where they are now.
That's fair. I mean, the art is legitimately good in terms of its you know, that's the whole point. That was the whole point of Image and Top Cow at the time, is, you know, these artists all doing their thing. But yeah, in the 90s in Image, that thing often involved, let's see how we can justify drawing these sexy women in no clothes. So
Like, they're natural.
you can
And men with faces covered in lines all the time.
yeah.
Well, another interesting
Go ahead.
thing is if you look at a lot of the full body panels, the feet are always just hatched out. It's
course.
so funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
because that's fucking Rob Liefeld's
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer the Darkness's art. It's a little more colorful, strangely.
A little bit. It's still very much in the same vein. But I mean, I don't know. I like the art sometimes, and then I sometimes will see like a full body shot of Sarah and her spine and legs, and like nothing.
Oh yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's completely unrealistic.
Like, that's not even stylized sexy. That's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that said, the show that you're defending is painful in my brain pan.
It hurts so good.
I actually like the art.
It didn't make
so good.
You have
it didn't
to
make
embrace
any
the crazy.
goddamn sense. The art was terrible. It was
I like it. You have to like the crazy. If you don't like the crazy, you're not going to like the show. You also have to like anime to begin with. Because it's a parody of anime.
That's a problem for me in general.
Okay. Hello,
I
everyone.
should have done a hallelujah when I started.
Hello.
Well, I feel as though the last several episodes of Smash Fiction have been.
I'm shamelessly
Kid is clutching at me.
begging for redemption.
In helplessness. I feel as though the last several episodes of Smash Fiction, not the last several, but like several of the more recent episodes of Smash Fiction have been sort of about like really powerful characters. And as I believe we phrased it a couple of episodes ago, basically just about us grabbing action figures and smashing them together, saying that our He-Man is stronger than your He-Man. And nowhere is that more apparent than when you take ridiculously overpowered Western comic book characters and put them up against ridiculously overpowered anime characters.
Yeah, I was doing the research for this, and it was like, okay, so neither of them can die.
Yeah, basically.
Huh.
Both of them can kill anything, and neither of them can die. It is sort of what it comes down to. So I've read a fair amount of Witchblade. I've seen a fair amount of Kill la Kill. In the end, though, I had to really just put my sort of preconceptions and my pre-existing knowledge aside and just sort of look at the arguments that were presented for me. And I have to say that it was a very close match. But the team that I feel like made the better argument for their side in the end was Team Ryuko. So I think that Ryuko takes this one.
Yes! Kit!
Redemption!
You just wanted to give Kit a win.
You hear that microphone?
Yeah,
That was the sound
that's
of
what
a
it
missed
said.
high five between me and Kit.
Finally! I was gonna like walk out, never come back.
Rejoice, it will be short-lived.
Dude, all I wanted
What did she
was
promise
one.
you, Dan? What did she promise you?
She promised me that she would present a well-thought-out and well-founded argument for this week's Smash Fiction, and she did.
Oh, well, then she lied. No, I'm just kidding. It was great. You guys did a great job. Well fought.
Good job.
You guys did too. You guys like fought harder than I was expecting.
Thank you for joining us this week on Smash Fiction. Our podcast episode next week will be our second episode of our actual play RPG Extraordinary League, where things get intense. Our actual next episode of Smash Fiction will be the week after that on Valentine's Day, where we will have our special Valentine's Day episode. We will see if true love can truly survive when Shakespeare's Iago attempts to break up Ron and Hermione from Harry Potter.
Smash Fiction is produced by Miles Schneiderman, with logo designed by Colin Mulcairn.
Special thanks to Kevin MacLeod for our theme song, which is called Hitman. You can find his work at www.incompetech.com.
You can follow the Smash Fiction Podcast on Twitter at SmashFicPodcast and search for us on Facebook and Tumblr.
Subscribe on iTunes, and if you leave us a good review, we shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other contributions, send them to us at smashfictionpodcast@gmail.com and help us continue the fight.
Why don't we just pick who goes first by their assets?
Well, that's a match in and of itself.
You would dare to objectify a 17-year-old girl like Ryuko Matoi? I'm shocked. What kind of terrible person are you?